Hi and welcome to Roost Restorations. In this video I'll be looking at this Victorian Hall Chair that was given to me by two of my lovely subscribers. The best way of describing this chair is it's shot. The back has a life of its own. If you look around the back, this piece is falling off. The leg has been glued on several times. There's a piece missing here. This side has been broken several times. And as you can see, the gluing isn't exactly perfect. Hall chairs were a bit of a status symbol. The name implies they sat in a large hallway as you entered your house. So when you went to calling, one of the servants would place you on this chair while you waited for the master or the mistress to come down to see you. Because they were in the hallway and they were there for everyone to see, they were made to be conspicuous. They were made to be beautiful, as you can see, but unfortunately they were often style over substance, because although they were beautiful, they were useless as chairs. Let's see if we can fix that. As you can see from the back, the chair is well and truly in a state. This piece is hanging on only by the fact that it's got some residual glue there. The whole leg, if you look there, the whole leg assembly is only being held on by a peg, I suspect, through here. This brace across here has been smashed, and I suspect it's possibly due to weakness in the fact that it's had woodworm at some point. We'll obviously have to treat that. This leg here has been glued on several times, and there's a huge amount of glue in there which is stopping it actually being forced into place. As you can see, there's an awful lot of glue stuck in here as well. We can see, I hope it's glue. It looks more like chewing gum, but I presume that that's not really the case. I would hope it's not, anyway. One thing that is evident is that it has got quite a lot of woodworm in it, because as I'm knocking this, all the woodworm is falling out. all the borings. So we just have to carry on with this now and see if we can actually get it out. Unfortunately, there's not a lot you can do at this point apart from apply some scary brute force just to see if you can edge it apart. There we go. When this leg came off, obviously this was already broken, and we can now see why, because it's absolutely riddled with woodworm. But what it has done is it's given me a little bit of a clue as to how it's constructed, because I don't know if you can see, there's a gigantic screw through there, which is why we've got these plugs in the back. So now I know I'm going to have to take those plugs out to be able to reveal these screws. I did a quick test earlier and found out that this is actually French polished, which is no great surprise. So what I'm going to do is going to use some methylated spirits, and we're going to get that off there before we start doing anything else. I want to keep some of the French polish on there, and I want to keep some of the dirt in there because I want it to continue to look aged. Might be easy to see on this side how it just dissolves the polish. Once it's dissolved, it's cleaning it up, and at the same time redistributing the polish. As you can see, there's been glue plastered in here, but it's never been taken apart, it's just been forced down. So I need to get rid of all this next. As you can see, there's glue all the way down here, so I'm going to have to be very careful and try and get this top off. It's already split down the middle, so I'm just going to have to try and ease it off bit by bit.
I'm often asked about the doll's house in the background of my videos, so I've added a short segment at the end of this video about it and my plans for it. Please stick around to the end of the video as I have a question for you all.
As you can see, this has obviously been repaired before. It's got a huge amount of glue stuck in between. I don't know if this is a polyurethane glue, but it's weird. Looks like I've got a little mouse or a rat there now. As you can see, there's more glue than chair here. Right, let's take this apart. This has had 4 different pieces of wood glued together bits by bit. Hopefully we've got it somewhere in the right place. Not looking bad. There's a few little voids that we can probably sort out, but not bad. Because some of the tenons got broken, I'm going to have to make some replacements, but I'm probably using some sort of a floating tenon rather than trying to rebuild whole pieces. Things got a little fraught when I was trying to glue things up yesterday, so I didn't really get a chance to film anything. But let's see what the results were. The seat doesn't look too bad. As you can see, There's obviously a lot of glue squeeze out because of the way I had to clamp everything down tight. The main advantage of using hide glue is that it's water soluble, so toothbrush, warm water, hopefully we'll be able to get this off. As you can see, that's all starting to come off nicely. The only problem is it's incredibly sticky, so keep on using new pieces of cloth, otherwise you'll end up stuck to everything. So having removed all the excess glue, we're now back on to removing French polish with methylated spirits. It's not so much removing it as cleaning it, smoothing it out and redistributing it a bit, just so that it loses some of the not tarnished look, but the tired look, ready for when we put some more on. Right, what I need to do now is to get the chair back glued back on, because then I can finish the chair properly. So I've pre-drilled holes in this new piece of wood. The piece of wood won't be seen. I'll stain the bottom bit at the end, but what I need to do now is to make sure we've got plenty of glue on here, and then hope we get it right. As I said previously, the good thing about hide glue is that it is reversible. You can actually get it off if you make a mistake. Get the first screw in place. As you can see, I've actually left this too long, but I can deal with that in a minute. It's warm. Try and keep the grain pattern as it was. This is an 800 grit pad, so it doesn't really worry about going across the grain or not. I'll try and keep it with the grain, but obviously on a circular piece it's a bit more tricky. So I've given everything a rub down with a Scotch-Brite pad, and then used a microfiber cloth to get as much as I could off there, like your tack cloth. So now I'm going to start putting a second layer of polish on. This time I'm obviously laying this back down because I don't want any horrific runs. I'll do my best to avoid that, but you never know.
Since I launched Roost Restorations, I've had numerous comments asking about the doll's house that sits behind me in my videos. Some people were keen to hear some of its history and how it came into my possession. Others wanted to know what I intended to do with it and sought updates on progress. So I'll try to answer some of those questions in this short video. I bought the house for £25 from the local auction, complete with all the furniture and the doll's family. Judging by the style of the furniture and apparent age of the dolls, I'd guess it to be from the 30s or 40s. But it doesn't feel like a commercial doll's house, as it doesn't open from the front in the traditional manner. The front wall detaches from the house, as does the bay window, and each of the upstairs bedrooms has a flap which pulls down to reveal the room. So far, I've treated the woodworm and filled most of the holes, taken out all the windows, removed the rust, and then primed and painted them back in the traditional green. I painted all of the walls and the chimney with a mortar colour, and then airbrushed the brick patterns using a stencil, and then painted the roof. I need to decide whether to remove the old battery-powered lighting or replace it with modern LEDs. Part of me wants to keep it original, but I guess that depends on how much of the old wiring I can actually get to work. I'm thinking of documenting it more fully as I progress with the internals, but I'm torn between putting the videos on Roost Restorations and risking diluting the furniture content, or starting another channel. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching.